The rotation has finally begun. Has the rotation finally began? I think in fact, we can prove it. The rotation has started to happen. Why? The curveball upon screwball upon curveballs that no one was expecting was Donald Trump to bring SPACs back, dude. Across the board, all SPACs are up. We were waiting for a catalyst. We were thinking it was going to be iPop. We were thinking it's going to be Mr. Makeup, Mr. Clock himself. They just couldn't deliver. But Trump did. Trump changed SPACs. So guess what? We're going back to some SPACs. Why? We know them best. No one knows them better than anyone but our group. Nobody. All right. I actually did a video on this one almost exactly a year ago, which is a trip. Now, I'm also going to tie this one to some Trump ties, and this is definitely one no one's talking about. That's what you guys want, because we mean it's still cheap. Sitting at 52 cents. Wait a minute. No, that's wrong. Sitting at 65 cents. Excuse me. 65 cents all-time high, about like $1.85. So even if we get all-time highs, remember this is pre-LOI. We don't even know what the target is yet. We'll at least 3x our money. Ticker ERES, East Resource Acquisition. This is the warrant we're looking at here. ERESW for me. This is ran by probably the best America oil and gas guy you could get. I mean, literally. Like tier one upon tier one. Why? This guy has done what many others have not. He has started not only one, but two small oil and gas companies in America and ended up selling them for billions of dollars cash in his pocket. This isn't just he got part of it. This was literally all him to the big boys like Exxon or Chevron or something like that. Ran by none other than Terry Pugula and Kim Pugula. Do those names sound familiar? Maybe the faces? Any y'all know who the Buffalo Bills are? What sport do they play? Can anyone name? If you don't know, that's okay. They don't win many games. But NFL, how about the NHL? They even own an NHL team? But they also did that oil and gas stuff. Well, they're coming back to oil and gas. Because they know it's time. Why? Because oil and gas is not cool yet. But it's going to be. Because right now, remember, EV's cool. So this guy's pivoting. He's going to get oil and gas again. Taking a look at this super power couple. They're excellent. If you don't remember the name, do you remember this logo? I actually talked about this logo, a year ago when I was saying, I bet you that these people end up switching their website around to give us a hint about something. Maybe we found something. Remember, people have been talking about this one because of this dude and the chick. But I thought it was funny because we were thinking they might pivot to EV. But this guy just held his ground and he hasn't. We're still looking at oil and gas rigs. What are they going for? Oil and gas, America. All right, so that's where we're going. If you can't handle any downside, you can get the commons or even the units at $10 and nothing flat. Check this out, though. So we got the old switcheroo on the website. The CEO's wife was actually removed from the SPAC. Drama. Maybe they're getting a divorce. I don't know. Something's going on. Maybe they disagreed on who they're going after. Maybe she doesn't like Trump and he does. I don't know, but one of them two, their foundations or something, have been giving money to Trump. Maybe just Republican parties to get to Trump. I'll let you figure that out. But Kim's gone. They also removed Mr. Alan F. Sabol, the director nominee. Why'd they remove this guy, though? Why'd they remove this guy? Actually, he dies. So rest in peace, man. I know nothing other than that about it. So that sucks. I'm sorry about that. But this guy is no longer in there. But Kim's also gone, which I thought was really weird. But then we also got someone else they added. Who is it? Thomas A. Lopez? In fact, there's no info on him on the site. Here's the old site. The old names you can see. Alan's gone. Chick's gone. Now we have Alan. Or Thomas Lopez. So I looked him up. Who's Thomas that we now have on there? He's hardcore oil and gas America. He's big head chairman of Oilfield Christian Fellowship of Oklahoma. Hey, that's cool. Helping out some people maybe? I don't know. But look at this. He's a permanent deacon in the Catholic Church in the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Okay. Fully retired energy executive with 39 years of oil and gas industry experience, including 30 years upper middle management positions. Industry leader that consistently achieved results while maintaining the highest levels of integrity and business ethics. So he's a stand-up guy, but does millions and millions of dollars of stuff. Encouraged best-in-class performance by safety, environmental. Just look at his report, dude. He's worked for a lot of big oil and gas companies in America. But guess what? He's been liking a little bit. Is this company right here, SRAM? Anybody who's been in the oil gas industry probably knows this brand. This is like the cat, cat tractors for farmers. SRAM is like the cat tractor for oil and gas. What do? They build the picks and the shovels for oil and gas riggers. So if you need hardcore machinery to pull oil, gas, or water or separate it out of the ground, you call SRAM. They've been around for like 120 years. What are we getting at here? This could be a target. This could totally be a target. Because remember, when they add someone on to a SPAC as a board member, it's for a reason. It's usually from a tie or relationship that they have, probably through these guys. Could this be the target? I'm hoping so. A real hardcore picks and shovel play that's not public yet. 120-year company. Legit. I'll take it. Take a look at this, though. We're going to start talking about now maybe some Trump ties. All right? These guys do big business, including a group led by President Donald Trump. What's going on here? So this is kind of funny. So when this power couple here were going to try to bid on the Buffalo Bills. Is that New York? It's on the East Coast. Can you answer that? They were actually bidding against who? Donald Trump. So Trump ended up, quote unquote, losing. Now remember, Trump doesn't lose. If he wanted it, he could have done it, right? He can get money. He has access to it. He obviously decided not to for whatever reason. Probably didn't make sense. For maybe because they can't win any football games. I don't know. Something like that. But however, they know each other through that for sure. There was actually some like back and forth kind of talk between it, of course, which I thought was kind of funny. All that stuff, all like the rapper drama and rock star drama, that's always for a purpose. Don't forget that. But that's kind of cool that happened. In fact, Bon Jovi was actually bidding on it too. I think Trump was like going with Bon Jovi against them. I don't know. Anyway, there's a tie. Here's some more information about Puglia. 70 years old, and he's worth $5.4 billion. Forbes magazine estimates he made his fortune in natural gas fracking industry, selling pieces of the company he founded called East Resources. Remember, this is East Resource Acquisition, though. To Royal Dutch Shell for $4.7 billion, and American Energy Partners for $1.75 billion. He maintains oil and gas holdings in Colorado, Wyoming, and Pennsylvania. Crazy. In 2014, he bought the Bills for $1.4 after the death of the original owner. He was linked to Penn State. I think Trump might have something linked to Penn State. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling. Does anyone know Trump and Penn State? He's in petroleum, natural gas engineering. He donated $102 million to build on-campus Pegula Ice Arena. Cool. He's also a member of the NFL's Health and Safety Committees. Great. He's the who's who. Here we go. Sports and entertainment. It starts, of course, with Terry and Kim, the billionaire couple who got the Bills. Here's some interesting, like one of their head guys that works with them, Wilkinson, the White House during the George W. Bush administration. So, some of the bigger people that work with and for the power couple here, right? Used to work for George W. Bush, Republican. Secretary of Treasury Henry Paulson, Republican. Senior advisors, U.S. Secretary Condoleezza Rice. Director of Strategic Communications for General Tommy R. Franks, U.S. Central Command. Bush, Condoleezza Rice, highly known as big in the Republican side of politics and all that. Right? So, lots of Republican stuff going on there. U.S. Congress for White House Majority Leader Dick Armey, Republican of Texas, again, Republican, and National Republican Congressional Committee. He also served as an officer in the U.S. Navy. That's great. We have this guy, Ron, ADPRO Sports, into one of the nation's largest providers of branded athletic equipment and merchandise, according to the company. So I thought this was kind of neat because I don't know how they would do it, but just know that this could kind of go to a sports slant. You know, we could always get like, because it's a SPAC, we could get something that's like sports and oil. I don't think it will happen, but just know that we probably have some possible cool factor in there. Like maybe even get some sports people like backing this or piping it even. These guys understand cool. Anyone who's in big sports stuff understands what cool does, man. It's all marketing. It's the only reason they exist, right? If they don't win games but they're still alive, they obviously are good at marketing, right? But regardless, this sports company, they're the ones who make uniforms for the Buffalo Bills, but merchandise and all that for companies like Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, and New Era. Whoa. Yeah. So when Nike and Under Armour, Adidas, New Era need equipment and jerseys, they actually just have this company they own, ADPRO Sports, to make it for them. And then they just sew on the Nike swish or the Under Armour UA. Pretty interesting, huh? Pugila's bought a majority interest in the company in 2017. Is managed by PSE and maintains 88,000 square foot facility in Chickasaw. Is that in Oklahoma? Maybe I should know it. I don't know. I thought that was interesting, though. Maybe we could even get that company. I'd be cool if we got that. Here's a thought, though. Because Trump has obviously got some power with the stock market, I was thinking, what if Trump started becoming a chairman/board member of SPACs? Like, what SPAC now doesn't want him on the board as a chairman or something? Think about that. This could be one of them. I don't know. Could be a lot of them. You know, there's actually more. Can you guys name any more SPACs that Trump's tied to that still no one's talking about? I can. This is interesting. So this is showing like political donations that Terry and Kim have done to Republican entities, Republican national committees, and Republican Senate committees, Minnesota Republican Karen House. You get it? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, Trump has ties through all this. Is he ever going to be involved with someone? I don't know. I really don't. But just also know this. That there's a fund. There's actual ETF. I had no idea until the professor in our group brought this up that there's an ETF called MAGA, Make America Great ETF. And it's top 150 Republican GOP stocks from the S&P 500 based on political contributions of the company. Now remember, nothing matters other than money flow. So no matter what people say, if money is pushed through them towards someone else, that's what you got to follow. So that's what this is, where money has flowed through Republican GOP, through big companies, PACs employees during the previous two election cycles. MAGA is the first ETF of its kind, providing investors with the opportunity to make investment decisions based on Republican political beliefs. This was really interesting. So like this one could even start getting some love. It's called MAGA, right? It's the number one Republican donors here, Marathon Petroleum, oil and gas. You ever notice how Trump's actually dropped this name right here, and I have too. I've been investing off and on for this one for over a decade, you know? It's number 4 on the list, who's contributed to this, by the way, is none other than the Las Vegas Sands. Las Vegas Sands, you guys heard of that ticker? Very interesting. You're going to love this one. United Parcel Services. How about Valero Energy, oil, gas, FedEx? All kind of coming together for you. This is kind of neat, though. You'll see here the MAGA, the sector exposure, like 23% of it is industrials, which I love. 14.9 is energy, consumer discretionary materials, utilities. Healthcare towards the bottom, right? But notice over here, the S&P 500 they're showing, the top one is information technologies, which is funny because that's always something I make fun of. And then healthcare, which I usually try to stay away from unless it's like ridiculously cheap, right? So it's kind of like the opposite of how I invest usually, which is kind of hilarious to me. So I thought this was interesting regardless. If we do get a direct Trump tie to this, I don't know, but at least we do know that it flows through the stuff that he likes to touch, right? The oil, gas, top holdings, Conoco, Marathon, Cabo Oil and Gas, Oxy, Diamondback Energy, Devon Energy, get it? We're going to get something like that. I honestly, I think the best play we could get is this picks and shovels play. If we can get Shram, dude, have we had a SPAC take a legit oil and gas company like this? I don't think so, man. Not a picks and shovel one. I think it's Zoom just on that alone. That'd be cool. More honorable mentions, just oil and gas. You know, TGRO still hasn't ran. It's Tiger and ZNOG. If you want more information on those, take a look here. Here's TGRO though. Here's a chart on that one. Looks absolutely ridiculous. Watch my video on that. And ZNOG looks about the same. Chart looks absolutely insane. So buy those two if you want like more riskier exposure. If you want more Trump type plays, who we could see some love with, I don't know, but they're like America, industrial, oil, gas type of stuff, water, you know, all natural stuff. WTII, RIII, EFIR, and BREZ. I'm getting the rights on BREZ. Another something was brought up in the group. So tomorrow also watch, here's some plays. Watch Mark, M-A-R-K, ticker, ties to Trump. COMS, ties to Trump. SGBX, that's SG Blocks, who've done a bunch of videos on them. The thing with that one is Trump Jr., the son of Donald Trump, he was like an advisor for them for a while, and I think he invested some money too. And then, of course, BENE and FUN. There's more in there too. I know we're missing. Can anyone name? I'm thinking of like 3 more tickers right now. I'm gonna put them in the group. If you haven't joined the group, the Discord, the Patreon, do it. You could bounce ideas off each other all day long. And I appreciate y'all finishing this video with us. We'll see y'all out there tomorrow.